Hello students, this is my second video on accountancy class 12th, and we are doing our book analysis of financial statement. And in this analysis of financial statement, right now we are doing chapter number 1, financial statement of a company. Today we will go for headings and subheadings. In previous video I had already taught you regarding balance sheet according to schedule 3 2013, and today we will do heading and subheading for the same. So heading and subheading is most important topic because questions are there from this topic in your exam paper. So right now I am here with last 10 years papers in which headings and subheadings are there. So I had sorted out some headings and subheadings which are most important heading and subheadings which may come in your exams. Before that, let us know what are headings and subheadings. Right now on your screen, this is the liability side of balance sheet. In this liability side of balance sheet, there are some headings. So the headings may be shareholder fund is a heading, then non-current liability, and then current liability. These are three main headings in equity and liability side. And the subheadings are these. In shareholder fund, you can see share capital, reserve and surplus, money received against share warrants. These are the subheadings. And in non-current liabilities, these four are the subheadings. And current liabilities, these four are the subheading. So if I ask you where general reserve will be there, or what will be the heading and subheading of general reserve, so you can see reserve and surplus is under shareholder fund. So it is easy for you to find out that general reserve subheading will be reserve and surplus and main heading will be shareholders fund. Same goes with assets. In assets, headings will be non-current assets and current assets. These are the two main headings. And subheadings will be these one. In non-current assets, fixed asset, non-current investment, and these all are. And current assets, current investment, inventory, trade receivable, till other current assets. These are all the subheadings. So if I ask you, what will be the heading and subheading of machinery? So machinery is fixed tangible asset. So the main heading of machinery will be non-current asset and it will come under fixed asset. We can write in bracket tangible fixed asset. So main heading will be non-current assets and subheading will be fixed asset tangible. Like this we have to find out. Now here are some items for which you have to tell what are the headings and subheading of these items, like tax reserve, interest on call in advance, and till long-term loans. What are the heading and subheading for them? So we'll start from. So if I talk about tax reserve, all the reserves comes under subheading of reserve and surplus. So here also it is tax reserve. Reserve is written, so automatically it will go in reserve and surplus. And the heading of reserve and surplus, as we all know, is shareholders fund. So the main heading will be shareholders fund and subheading will be reserve and surplus. Let us talk about the next. Interest on call in advance. Call in advance is the money which you had received in advance. So interest will be paid by you. So it is your liability to pay the interest, and the liability will be paid within 12 months. So it will come under current liabilities and subheading will be other current liability. Next is stores and spares. So these are very important. Stores and spares, loose tools. These have come number of times in your examination. So store and spares and loose tools, both are inventory. Both comes under inventory subheading. So the inventory will be the subheading of stores and spares and loose tools both. And their main heading will be current assets because inventory comes under current assets. So main heading will be current assets and subheading will be inventory. Like this. Loose tools all the same. Both are very important. You must know that these comes under current assets and subheading is inventory, because loose tools and stores and spares have been asked number of times in your examination. So both are very important. Next is premium on redemption of debenture. Right now you have to pay premium on redemption of debenture, so that will be paid by you, and debentures are your long term borrowings, it goes for long term. Okay, so the premium which you will pay also you will pay after a long period of time, it will be more than 12 months. So it comes under heading non current liability, and subheading will be other long term liability. Next is balance with bank. So if you are having balance with bank, so it comes under cash and cash equivalent. So the subheading will be cash and cash equivalent, and the heading will be current assets. Next, subsidy reserve. So reserves, all the reserves come under reserve and surplus subheading. So if all the reserves are coming under reserve and surplus heading, automatically their heading will be shareholder fund. So the heading will be shareholder fund, and the reserve and surplus will be the subheading. You can see that all the reserves will come under reserve and surplus. So their main heading will be shareholder fund, and subheading will be reserve and surplus. So as you see, reserve is written at the end, it will automatically go in reserve and surplus. So the heading will be shareholder fund, and the subheading will be reserve and surplus. No doubt should not be there. Then the mining rights. Mining rights are your assets, and these are intangible assets. So all the intangible assets which are fixed in nature, they will come under non-current assets. So the main heading will be non-current asset, and the subheading will be fixed intangible assets. So the next is provision for doubtful debt. Provision for doubtful debt is concerned with or related with debtors, and the debtors heading is current assets. So the provision for doubtful debt, automatically it will be coming in the heading current assets, and because debtors are coming in trade receivable, and we all know that provision for doubtful debt is deducted from the debtors, so their subheading will not be there because they will be automatically deducted by trade receivable. So as deducted from trade receivable will be their subheading. Next, accrued income. Accrued income is your asset, and it is for less than 12 months. So it will come under heading current assets, and subheading will be other current assets. Provision for employees benefit. So you are making provision for employees benefit, and these kind of provisions are for more than 12 months, and it comes under liability. So if it is for more than 12 months, it will be for non-current liability, and subheading will be long-term provision because it is for more than 12 months. Unpaid dividend. Dividend are paid on shares, and if they are unpaid, it will be paid within 2-3 months or more, not more than 12 months. It will be under 12 months. So if they have been paid within 12 months, it will be current liability, and subheading will be other current liability. Short term loans, it tells themselves, they are telling that for short terms they are for less than 12 months, so it will comes under current liability, and subheading will be short term borrowings. Long term loans, they are for long term, they are for more than 12 months, it will come under non-current liability, and main heading and subheading will be long term borrowings. Let us see next. Next is capital reserve. Capital reserve. Reserve is written. So automatically when reserve is written, it will go under shareholder fund, and subheading will be reserve and surplus. So wherever reserve is written, without any doubt, you can go for reserve and surplus, and the heading can be shareholders fund. Next is bonds. Bonds are types of debentures, and because debentures are for more than 12 months, bonds are also for more than 12 months. So it will automatically go in non-current liability because it is for more than 12 months, and their subheading will be long-term borrowings. Loan payable on demand. So loan is payable on demand means you will pay whenever they will ask. Your borrowers can ask anytime, and you have to pay the amount loan back to them. So it can be paid within 1 year. So if it is going to be paid within 1 year, heading will be current liability, subheading will be short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowings. Now vehicles. Vehicles are your assets. It is for long term. So So if any asset is for long term, it comes under non-current assets. And because we can touch it, we can see it, it will be tangible asset. So fixed tangible asset will be the subheading. Goodwill is also considered as your asset, and it is also for more than 12 months. So it also comes under non-current assets, but you cannot see it, you cannot touch it. It comes under intangible assets. So the subheading will be fixed intangible asset. Next is trademark, and copyright is also there. So trademark, copyright and goodwill, three of them are having same headings and subheadings. We cannot touch them, we cannot see them, but they are our assets. So all of these threes comes under same heading and subheading, that is non-current assets and fixed intangible asset. Bills receivable and debtors. Now bills receivable and debtors comes under trade receivables, and trade receivables are your current assets. So their heading will be current assets and subheading will be trade receivable. So if they are asking for bills receivable or separately they are asking for debtors, the heading and subheading will be same, current asset and trade receivable. Livestock. Livestock are the stock which are having lives, like horses, like cows, goats. Okay? If you are purchasing these things, they will be considered as livestock for you. So livestock is also for more than 12 months. No doubt they are having life for more than 12 months. So it will come under non-current asset, and they are tangible in nature because we can touch them. You can touch your horse. So fixed tangible assets. Then debentures. Debentures are long-term borrowings. They are for more than 12 months. So it comes under non-current liability, and subheading is long-term borrowings. Then prepaid insurance. If the insurance has been paid in advance, prepaid. So if you had paid it, so it will be considered as an asset, and it is for less than 12 months. So it will come under current assets, and the subheading will be other current assets. Unpaid dividend. If the dividend is not yet paid by you, so you will pay within 12 months. So it will come under current liability, and the subheading will be other current liability. Raw material. Raw material is also considered as your inventory. So if it is considered as inventory, it will come under current asset, and the subheading will be inventory. It is also very important. See, loose tools, spares, and this raw material, these all comes under inventory. So they are asking somewhere, they are asking about inventory in your examination, and you have to answer that the heading is current asset and the subheading is inventory. Okay. And the next is also very important, bank overdraft. It has been also asked number of times in your examination. Bank overdraft is a situation when your bank account shows minus balance. It means you had borrowed some amount from your bank account. So it is showing minus balance. So you will pay within 12 months, no doubt. So because if you are paying it within 12 months, it will be considered as current liability. And it is for short term, that's why it will be short term borrowings. Okay. Let us see the next slide. So only 3 are remaining, and these 3 of them are very, very important. Now first is check, draft in hand. So this check, draft, bank, cash, these all are considered as cash and cash equivalent. No doubt in examination, one question will be there related cash and cash equivalent, or they can ask for the definition, or they can ask for the heading and subheading. So this check, draft comes under cash and cash equivalent, and the heading is current asset, subheading is cash and cash equivalent. Next, in call in advance. Call in advance you had received. So if you are receiving some advance amount from someone, it will be considered as your current liability, and the subheading will be other current liability. Next is bills payable and creditor. Same as bills receivable and debtors were there, they were bills receivable. Bills payable and creditors, they are trade payables, and trade payables comes under current liability. So current liability will be the heading, and trade payables will be the subheading. So these were around 33 items with their headings and subheadings, which are most important for you. You should write it, and you should learn it, and it has been explained by me in the previous that video regarding the balance sheet. All the headings and subheadings were explained by me, and it will be very easy if you will go through that whole video, so that it will be very easy for you to recognize what are headings and what are subheadings of different items. So in next video we will go for income statement, next topic of this chapter. Then this chapter will be over. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.